like Texas.
Let's bring in Bradley Devlin, political editor for the Daily Signal. Bradley, thanks for joining us. I want to get your take here. There's a source close to Senator Rick Scott. He told Politico, if national Democrats decide to spend in Florida, Rick Scott will spend more. Chuck Schumer has been through this before. If he wants to sacrifice Bob Casey and Sherrod Brown on a doomed Florida strategy, he's welcome to try. I want to get your opinion. Good investment or wasted resources here?
Yeah, I think it's a waste of resources for the Democrats. Look, the number one thing in the way of Democrats winning in Florida is a $1 million voter registration advantage for Republicans. Sorry, that's a really difficult thing to overcome if you're trying to play in a red state that's only gotten redder over the past few election cycles. Now, does that mean Rick Scott can fall asleep at the wheel? No, I don't think so. But with this map, with Democrats vulnerable across the country potentially, I think it's a mistake for Democrats to blow money on this race like they did. They blew money on the race in Kentucky versus Mitch McConnell with Amy McGrath, like they blew money on Jamie Harrison running against Lindsey Graham in South Carolina. So, I mean, I think Republicans would consider it a gift if Democrats spent millions and millions of dollars on races in Texas and in Florida when they could be doing things to help Sherrod Brown in Ohio or Tester in Montana, or maybe help Gallego win in Arizona. I mean, those are the places that I think Democrats are most vulnerable right now. They can say that they're expanding the map. I think at the end of the day, resources and time are limited, and Democrats need to prioritize.
The Atlanta Journal-Constitution did an interesting article. They published a piece looking at the impact Nikki Haley voters could play in Georgia. They highlighted that Haley got 77,000 votes in Georgia's Republican primary contest, more than 6 times the number of votes that decided the state's 2020 election. Bradley, let me stick with you for this. Are Republicans doing enough to reach out to Nikki voters around the country?
I think Nikki Haley has done some of that work herself. She has endorsed President Donald Trump. Donald Trump has taken some of her lines on the war in Ukraine, saying, you know, hey, this would never have happened if I stayed in charge. It's also borrowed some of her lines when we're talking about the Middle East, right? He's become increasingly pro-Israel as we've neared the election day. So I think that is Trump not pivoting necessarily, but showing that he is warm and receptive to those voters who voted for Nikki Haley in the primary cycle. And then you get to the economic brass tacks issues, right? I mean, there is some difference between Nikki Haley and Kamala Harris, actually. Like, everyone who voted for Nikki Haley isn't just going to run into the arms of Kamala Harris. Why? Because these people are economically and socially conservative. Harris is not.
Bradley Devlin, Kaivan Shroff. Gentlemen, don't go too far. I want to get your opinion after former President Trump takes the podium. That's what we're looking at right now. Trump speaks in New York City. We'll take you there as soon as he gets going. Again, any moment now. We'll be back.